guys, welcome back. So, this year I've seen a lot of good shows, a lot of good TV series. Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Peacock. What else is there? Paramount Plus. Did I say Hulu? Yeah. So, I'm going to be giving you the top 10 best shows I've seen this year. Now, this year there was a lot of shows. There was a lot of good ones, a lot of bad ones. But I'm going to be giving you the top 10 that I've seen. Now, let's start off with number 10. A lot of people didn't like this one, but me personally, I thought it was pretty good. Maybe because there was a lot of sex scenes. It was 90% show. It was 90% sex scenes and like 10% plot. So, with that being said, you probably already know which one I'm talking about. And that is The Idol. The Idol, starring The Weeknd and Lily Rose Depp, which a lot of you guys may know is Johnny Depp's daughter. And once you get past all the sex that goes on and all the nasty words and all the cringe that The Weeknd says to her, it's actually pretty good. And the soundtrack to this show it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I was jamming out to it in my car. I went to the gym and I was jamming out to it like, okay, yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty good. Now let me give you a little recap. You know what? I actually wrote it down. It says right here, I wrote it down, the plot. An aspiring pop star gets into a relationship with a club owner, which is The Weeknd, And it's crazy because they have so much sexual attraction from the first minute they meet. Like how he has a rat tail. If you've seen it, you know how much sexual attraction do you get from a guy with a rat tail. Because I'll grow it. If ladies, let me know. I'll grow a rat tail. But speaking of this show, oh my god, the ending is crazy. Like, it's not a plot twist. Okay, it's a plot twist. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys if you haven't seen it. And in The Idol, the ending, I was scratching my head like, how, why, what? Okay, I don't know. If you agree, let me know. But I was confused. Like, the character development. I'm not gonna spoil it, but what happened to the character development of the girl? Like, girl, what the heck? Alright, whatever. That's number 10. It was still better than all these other shows that were like not good at all, but I'm gonna give that number 10 for The Idol. Now, number 9. And I wrote it down right here because I wanted to have it nice and detailed. Number 9. If you have Amazon Prime, you have probably seen this and you're recommended. It is Swarm. Swarm. Now, this is like a psychological thriller type of show. It's very artistically pleasing. The visual, it looks good. It was like shot on film. Like, it was a good show. And I'm not just saying that because Billie Eilish comes out for she does a little cameo. She comes out in I think one episode only, but she did a badass job. Billie Eilish, like, it was her debut acting job. Like, it was her first time in front of a camera acting. Wow, Billie Eilish is so good. Like, she looks so good. Also, like, I'm pretty sure she's like 21, right, or 20. Like, she's not a minor, right? Like, she looks good. Like, I can say that. Like, I couldn't even tell that was Billie Eilish because she was like a totally different character. If you have seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. But psychological thrillers are my thing, like, I like being on the edge of my seat, like what is going on. Like I like to be thrilled psychological, thrilled psychologically. You know what I mean? So Swarm is that kind of show that's gonna keep you like, whoa. Now, if you haven't seen it, let me give you a little summary of what the show is about. The show is about a crazy, obsessed fan that is in love with this fictional artist like Beyonce. So they're called the B. It's kind of like Beyonce. Like you could tell so right away that they were trying to copy like the crazy fangirls of Beyonce. So it's like this girl and she's in love with this pop star and she has like a certain she just does crazy stuff throughout the show because she's obsessed with this pop star artist. And I'm not gonna give spoilers, that's the most I'll say, but it's only 6 episodes, it's super short, but it's really good, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat. There's one episode that I didn't like, it was like a documentary thing, but besides that, it was a really good show, and I'm gonna put that on my number 9 spot. Okay. So, this next one, number 7, right? Yeah, number 7. Number 8. Oh my god. And I wrote it down, and I'm okay. So number 8. I saw this a couple months ago, but it was so good. Like it kind of made me like emotional towards the end. Like not emotional, but it made me feel really good. It's a real feel good show. It's called Jury Duty. Like it's a documentary style show, kind of like The Office, where they talk to the camera, like they interview them, where everyone is an actor except one guy, and he's the only one that thinks everything that's going around him in jury duty is real, and there's a lot of crazy things that are going on, and he's like, what is going on? Like, but the part that I didn't expect was that everybody became really close towards the end. When he finally finds out that it's all fake, that it's a TV show, like they give a little montage of like their close times, and it was really touching. Like he became friends with a bunch of strangers over jury duty. Like it just goes to show you never know. Like you could be friends with anybody, with a 80-year-old in a court. So that was number 8. Now coming in at number 7. I know I'm late to this, but I barely started watching this year, and that's Black Mirror. Black Mirror season 6, I believe. Let me just make sure because I wrote it down. Yeah, Black Mirror season 6. Oh my god, it was so good. Like I missed out. Like I binged the rest of the seasons after watching season 6 because everybody was talking about it on my Twitter, and I was like, what's everyone talking about? And then Aaron Paul, I believe his name is, the guy from Breaking Bad, the one that says, what up, bitch? Well, that guy. No, the one that says, science, bitch. Well, that guy. He comes out in one of them, and it was so good, like a plot twist, and I was like, what's going on? Like, it was like a movie but a show at the same time because in each episode is different. Anyways, I'm pretty sure you've seen Black Mirror on Netflix. Well, one of the episodes that stood out for me was, first of all, Salma Hayek is amazing. Salma Hayek on the first episode of season 6. Oh my god, you gotta love her. I'm serious. Her husband, if you've seen her husband, he's an old businessman from France. He's old and ugly, and he's with her, he's hitting that, god damn. Salma Hayek, you make us Latinos proud. And she's my celebrity crush. Okay, I'm going off about Salma Hayek, but anyways, that first episode was good, and obviously the one where they're in space, the one I was talking about with Aaron Paul. And then the one that I liked along was Demon 76. I think it was the last episode. Oh my god, that one was like funny, creative, and then it had like a style, like a vintage 70s aesthetic to it. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. It has like a 70s movie style to it, and it just made it very original and very creative, and that was a really good show. So Black Mirror season 6 is gonna be my number 7. Okay, so moving on to the next one, number 6. Okay, number 6, and right here it's getting to the good ones. I mean, they're all good, but from now on, these are really, really good. I wrote everything down. Number 6 is gonna be Atlanta. I don't know why I said it like that. Atlanta. Okay, that's more like it. Atlanta, created and produced by Childish Gambino, the one that sings. What does it sing? This is America. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. This is America. You've heard that song. Well, the guy that sings that song produced and created this show of a rapper on the come up in Atlanta and all the trials and tribulations that they go through on a day-to-day basis in the city of Atlanta. And also, it's same as Swarm. It's very visually, aesthetically pleasing. It was shot on film, and it was every episode. It's very entertaining, and especially when it focuses on like the gang and like Paperboy, which is the rapper, Paperboy, and his manager Earl, like that's Childish Gambino, and like they just do crazy stuff, and it's funny seeing them interact with each other because it's just like the boys, what I'm saying? Like when you're with your boys and you're chilling, they're puffing the J or whatever they're doing, and you're chilling with them, like it's it was very relatable, and it was a good show. I recommend it if you haven't seen it. I think this one was the last season, like that was the last, so I'm really glad I got to see it. I got Hulu just to watch it. And I kept my Hulu because like might as well. But it was a really good show. So yeah, Atlanta. Now coming in at number 5. This is a show that I've been wanting to, like, I've been watching for a long time. Ever since season 1, I've been watching this show. It's called Succession. Okay, so this show is not for everybody. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not for everyone. It has like certain lingo and business terms that a lot of people might not understand. But once you get past that, like, not past that, but once you dive deep and understand what's going on, it's a very entertaining show. And it's very witty. It's very quick-witted. Every character in the show is fast with their comebacks, and it's so entertaining, especially Cousin Greg. If you have seen Succession, you know what I'm talking about. The partnership between him and what's Tom? Yeah, Tom and Greg, like they have so much chemistry. It's so good. Like it was, and this one was a season finale. The season that came out this year, and it was so good. Like I saw the ending, and I was like, this is one of the best shows HBO has made in a long time, apart from Game of Thrones, and Now, before I move to the next one, let me give you a little recap of what happens, a little summary. No spoilers though. It's about a family that want to take over their dad's business. The dad is a media mogul. He owns Waco. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot. It was a couple months ago, but he owns a media enterprise, and he's fearing for his life. So they think that the three siblings, there's four siblings, but one of them doesn't even care. But the three siblings wants that CEO position. They want that position of power. So it's funny seeing them fight for what they think is theirs. So the whole show is them trying to figure out who's gonna be next in line for that CEO position once their father passes away. So that's Succession. Number 4. Now, I know some of you guys are waiting for me to talk about this one because this show has so much love, and for a good reason. The Last of Us. You know, just like many other people in the world, I grew up playing Last of Us on my PlayStation. I played the first game, the second one. Let's not even talk about the second one. The Last of Us 2. Whatever. That is that's in the back of my mind. It's forgotten. But The Last of Us Part 1 was one of the best games I've ever played on my PlayStation when I was younger. So, seeing that Pedro Pascal was gonna be in the role of Joel, and they were gonna make the show, I was hyped. I was excited. So, this show was so good. Now, I do have a little, not a criticism about it. Like, I expected more, what are they called? Clickers? Yeah, I think they're called clickers. I expected more clickers because in the show, in the show there wasn't that many. We went like 3 or 4 episodes without seeing one. There was one episode where they got in a fight and it was so good. But in the game, obviously, like, there's, these fungal zombies everywhere. So I was kind of disappointed that the show didn't have that many, but regardless, it was some of the best acting I've ever seen. And the chemistry between Ellie and Joel is so good. Like, it was good acting from both of them. So The Last of Us, a little recap, a little summary of what happens. As many of you know already what happens because I'm pretty sure you've seen it. It's about a fungus that attacks a human and turns them basically into zombies, and in turn affect other people, and then it turns into a big fungus, zombie army, basically. Not really, but you know what I mean. Okay. So The Last of Us is number 4. Now, we're getting to the top 3. And these are the best 3 shows I've seen this year, and I hope you agree because these 3 shows are the type of things that I like to watch. Okay, so I know you are gonna be surprised with this number 3 pick, okay? But I loved it, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a man, and I loved this show. It's called The Marvelous Mrs Maisel on Amazon Prime. I know, but it was so quick-witted, and she is beautiful. I forgot her name in real life, but this girl, she is an aspiring stand-up comedian in the 1950s. So already it's off to like, oh, what's gonna happen? It's the 1950s. Women are not seen as funny, quote unquote. But there wasn't that many comedians out there, especially not women, doing these things in New York City in the 1950s. So the show bases on the idea of that, and her come up, and also the family and her kids and her husband, the divorce, and I'm not gonna give too much away, but seeing her the last 10 20 minutes of the last, because it was a season finale this year. When I saw the season finale, I am not gonna lie, I'm a man, but I cried. I shed a tear, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, I'm being honest. I cried a little bit, but if you have seen the last episode when he introduces her as officially the first time, the marvelous Mrs. Maisel, after everything that she's been through, that made me feel like, yes, she did it. Anything is possible. Anything that you set your mind to, no matter the things that come your way, the obstacles, anything is possible. So it made me feel good, I got emotional. I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes, like I go on YouTube and I watch that clip because it was just a perfect way to end such a great show with great character development and very quick-witted, and the jokes are funny and it's kind of raunchy at times, and a lot of sex jokes. Like it's a really good show, so I'm gonna put that as my number three spot. A lot of you might not agree, but for me, that's my cup of tea. Now, moving in to the top two. The only thing I can say is these shows were meant for me. These top two shows were written just for me. I think they're so good. They're so good. Like the second one is called Ugly on HBO Max. Now, if you're Latino, or maybe not, if you know who Natanael Cano is with Corridos Tumbados, then you're gonna like this show. This takes place in Mexico. It's an aspiring reggaetonero. He wants to be an artist, kind of like Daddy Yankee or like J Balvin or Bad Bunny. Let's say Bad Bunny, for example, because Bad Bunny's pop, like he's super famous. So this aspiring kid from Mexico in the trenches, in the poorest, with crime-filled cities, he wants to break it. He wants to hit it big and become the next Bad Bunny. And Natanael Cano is like the rival, famous artist that's gonna come up from the same parts, and they have a little feud, and it's so good. Like seeing him start from the bottom and build his team with his homeboys, and his homeboys producing his beats, and he's just rapping over the beats, like he's just busting flows. And seeing that, and then the music that they hit on, like boom boom, and then it's also like tragedy comedy, like a lot of real stuff happens that happen in real life. Like it's real shit that goes down that happens in real life as well. So seeing this show bring that to life, but also give a little twist to it in a comedic level, and also see the chemistry between this group of this team. They're called the Ugly Crew. This crew that just wanted to make it big, and this up and coming artist, and seeing him on the come up, but also get involved with the wrong people. Now, I don't want to give too much away. I feel like I did, but this show, you gotta watch it. And if you speak Spanish, watch it in Spanish. Like, it's so funny the way they just interact with each other, because growing up, that's how I talk. That's how I would talk with my homies, when my cousins from Mexico and they come and I talk like that, like, ¿qué onda, güey? Hey, ¿qué pedo? Hey, ¿qué onda, raza? ¿Qué se va a hacer o qué? Like, kind of like that little slang, that little lingo of when you're in the hood in Mexico, like, and then seeing him with these reggaeton beats like pa pa, like Don Omar, Daddy Yankee, like that old school stuff, like, and then seeing them collab. Okay, I'm talking too much, but it was a good show. It's kind of lower quality. It's not too much, but it's an HBO Max original, and it was Nathaniel Cano comes out, and this show is a must. It was super good. So if you have a chance to see it, go ahead and watch it. Go ahead and let me know what you think. Now, the moment you've been waiting for. My best show. The best show that I've seen this year. And I watched it twice. The last season that came out this year. See, I think it was season 3. But this show is so... I want to give the writers a hug. The writers of this show, I want to... Like, bro, how did you think of this stuff? And that show is Dave. Now, I know a lot of people are thinking like, what? Like that. But if you've seen it, you know that, first of all, Lil Dicky, if you know who Lil Dicky is, he's just so talented and he's so funny. This man just comes up with just the stupidest things to say, but it's entertaining, and he's just not afraid of being himself. Like, you can tell on the show that he just doesn't care. He just doesn't give a F. This man does whatever he wants. He wears a scrotum guard whenever he has sex because he's scared of the juices that overflow and hit his thighs. Like, that's an example of, wow, like, this man. And then all the dick jokes and then especially the music. I don't know when he's gonna come out with an album, but the music in this show is so good. Like, sometimes I would rewind it just to hear him busting flows over the beats. It's kind of like Ugly, but in California. This Californian up and coming rapper, Lil Dicky, and he has so many cameos, like Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt comes out doing like some. Brad Pitt was so good in the show. Like, he's just so funny. And Rachel McAdams, the girl from The Notebook, she comes out and they have like a little thing, they met at the Grammys, no, at the Met Gala. They met at the Met Gala and they have a little thing, and oh man, it was so good. Like, if you haven't seen Dave, you gotta go see it. It's so creative and funny, and the dark humor, that's my type of humor, like that dark satirical kind of stuff that doesn't take itself too serious, but it's also very visually aesthetically pleasing. Like, they're high quality episodes, but they don't take themselves too serious, and it's a really good show. It's on Hulu if you're interested. So Dave was my best show I've seen this year. Now, that was my top 10 shows I've seen this year. I know some of you may disagree, some of you may agree, but hey, if you have any recommendations for me to watch, please let me know in the comments. If there's a show that you think I should have watched that's not in the top 10, let me know. I might, give it a try. I'm always open to, my genres is over comedy, mystery, psychological thriller, horror, drama. What else is there? Like, I'm all over the place. So if you think I should see a show that came out this year or whenever, let me know in the comments, please. And if you agree, let me know also. Hey guys, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please give me a little like and subscribe. I never ask, but if you're there, it might help the YouTube algorithm. So hey, I appreciate you for watching. This these were my top 10 shows, and have a